to board members and the town itself are more important than some basic reports. Dave Brown, San Miguel resident.
Thank you. That is it.
Okay. Does anyone would like to approve the regular meeting agenda? Motion. I would motion.
I got a quick question. Now you skip down to 3, but under public comment.
No, it's number 3 in the order of the agenda, which is approval of the regular meeting agenda.
Oh, okay.
On the first page, not under item 6.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to move all the staff and committee reports to the end of the meeting.
And the consent agenda.
Looks like this.
Should I get a second to approve the, I have a first?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none. Passes 5-0, no absence.
Dave will give us the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have any public comment for items that are not on the agenda?
Can I open this in prayer?
Good call. Thank you for that.
Okay. My name is Windows.
So I wanted to start off by having a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated. He is quoted by saying, "When people stop talking, that's when you get violence." It's a reflection on today and where we are to have some discord. But let's please have a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Thank you, and I also wanted to, our namesake of this town is San Miguel. It's named for the guardian angel of St. Michael. St. Michael has a prayer. You don't know it. It's a very powerful prayer. I'd like to say it today for you all. We say it often. St. Michael, the archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. And may I take my last few minutes here, if you would like to join me in saying the Lord's Prayer as Christ Jesus has taught us to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you all.
Thank you.
What do we set the clock? There you go. I just wanted to open with a prayer as well. Merciful God, as we engage in this meeting, grant us patience and understanding. Help us approach each the time and space to express their views. May we be slow to anger and quick to listen, striving to understand each other fully. Let your patience fill our hearts as we work together. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Any other public comment for items not on the agenda? Cool. We'll move into, yes.
There was that email that was sent to the C.S.D. 3:40, so that's time it should be read.
So we have an email that was written this afternoon, amongst multiple emails that are all categorized by the item that they've asked me to be read by.
Oh, okay.
But the one that was sent to you is in here to be read.
Oh, okay, all right.
So those are read at each agenda item?
For each one that they identified that they wanted to be read.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll move on to the special presentations and public hearings. This is a time and place for a public hearing to consider approving an ordinance 01-2025 of the San Miguel Community Services District Board of Directors adopting the fire hazard safety zone maps for local responsibility areas as recommended by the California State Fire Marshal pursuant to Government Code 51179. If you wish to make a public comment, please issue your name and address on the sign-in sheet at the podium. Fire Chief Scott Young will now provide a general presentation regarding adoption of the fire hazard severity zone maps.
Good evening, everybody. The suggested action is to approve local ordinance 01-2025, although the suggested action does read 2023, so please make a note of that. And now the 30-day review period has ended. Discussion ensues. The purpose of this ordinance is to adopt the fire hazard severity zone, FHSC, maps for the local response areas, LRA, as recommended by the California State Fire Marshal, pursuant to Government Code Section 51179. This adoption assures that the San Miguel Community Service District complies with state law and enhances public safety throughout accurate fire hazard mapping. According to the State Fire Marshal, the factors considered in determining fire hazards within wildland areas include fire history, flame length, terrain, local weather, and potential fuel over a 50-year period. Outside of wildlands, the model also accounts for the factors that may threaten buildings, including terrain, weather, urban vegetation cover, glowing embers, proximity to wildland, fire history, and fire hazard severity zone models in the area. The fire hazard severity zone model is the basis for evaluating the fire hazard severity in LRAs. The LRA hazard rating reflects the risks of flame and embers intrusion from adjacent wildlands, as well as flammable vegetation within urban areas. Currently, the district boundaries do not include any very high fire hazard severity zones in the SRA and LRA. However, the district has areas within its boundaries of SRA which are moderate and high categories. Additionally, it's recommended that the undesignated areas within the district be classified as moderate. All new structures constructed or when sensory models are proposed shall comply with California Urban Wildland Interface Moving Building Codes and California Building Codes Chapter 7A, shall apply to design and construction. Adopting these maps and fire hazard severity zones, including construction standards, will improve the safety of the public and firefighters and reduce fire-related loss of life and property and environment. The fiscal impact is, there is no fiscal impact other than this has been posted in the newspaper twice as required on 9/11/9/18.
Thank you. Thanks, Rick.
It is now time to take testimony from the public. We request that each person who speaks give their name and address. All district meeting guidelines pertaining to addressing the board apply to this public hearing. No person will be permitted to speak about the matter or present evidence which is not germane to the matter being considered. All speakers are advised that their comments will be limited in time to no more than 3 minutes, and that they should maintain appropriate decorum throughout this hearing. Is there any public comment on this item? Okay. No one wishes to address the board, we'll bring it back to the board. Would staff like to respond to or rebut any statements or information presented to the public? Up to you guys. Closing the public hearing. Thank you for the public. Sir. Yes, for board comment now.
Board comment.
Yes.
I'm just curious, do you know what the purpose of the designations are?
It's outlined in the staff report. It's to designate wildland fire hazard severity to make sure that you are in the lowest classification of wildland fire hazard severity available.
Right.
And it'll have an impact on your insurance. So being classified as a very high fire hazard severity, it also impacts our ability to receive grant funding.
Okay. I didn't read where it says it will impact your insurance. That's what I was asking. That was my question. How will it affect individual homeowners' insurance? So will this have a direct effect, like immediately on the homeowners that live on the terrace?
The terrace is in the state responsibility area. It's beyond the control of the San Miguel Community Service District to designate a fire hazard severity zone for the terrace that is in SRA. So this has nothing to do with the state responsibility areas, and that would be the terrace all the way over to Rio Vista Road. So the properties on the east side of Rio Vista are in SRA. The properties on the left side of Rio Vista are in LRA. And then we have properties over on Cemetery Road that are in SRA as well. And then as you go down into Mission Gardens area, look at the drill down maps, it gives you an outline of where the SRA will and where the LRA lines are drawn. And the State Fire Marshal's Office long ago has determined those boundaries.
Right? But our taking this step forward, is that going to affect those people that are in that shadowed area?
That shadowed area has already been adopted by...
What's the point of this?
By the State Fire Marshal.
Right.
Yeah. But this is something that's required for us to do as a local jurisdiction. So we're in LRA. And it puts everybody within the LRA to a moderate that's previously undetermined.
Well, it says that it's upon recommendation, which means we don't have to do it. So I don't want to affect anybody's insurance. That's my only concern.
So just to be clear, the law says that upon recommendation by the fire marshal, the local agency must adopt. So it's
didn't read
confusing
that.
language in the law itself.
Sure it is.
But
Just like everything else.
So just to clarify, everything that's in the first map that's gray is not changing in designation?
So the gray area is the area that we're determining is going to be a moderate fire hazard severity zone, just like the adjacent area that you can see on that map. The map is a drill down of a 30,000 foot elevation snapshot, but there is a link on the website that'll get you address by address to tell you where exactly you land in that. But to put everybody to a moderate fire hazard severity zone would be the lowest level that we can have in our area, and to provide consistency.
Okay. And there was no...
And without going to we can always go higher, and we don't want to do that because that would impact negatively upon homeowners insurance. So there's no reason to elevate the risk hazard.
So currently that gray area, there is no designation?
It has no designation, and for building and planning, we need to have a designation, and by ordinance and by recommendation of the state fire marshal, by the law that was pointed out.
Okay. I mean, the gray area really is the entire town of San Miguel's most populous area of San Miguel. So if it changes from no designation to a moderate, is that going to affect every homeowner's insurance policy?
Not necessarily, because they can always look at it and make their own determination. If we have a determination in writing, because I've had people call me to do inspections on their property, trying to maintain their homeowner's insurance, saying that the insurance agency said they're in a very high fire hazard severity zone, where their property is in Mission Meadows. That is not a very high fire hazard severity zone in the middle of Mission Meadows. So I had to go out and write a recommendation to reduce or to tell them that no,
lot of fire hazards that are in the district. You know, I mean, is there anything you can do? I mean, I got a junkyard behind my house. Now, is there anything that can be done about that?
We can't point out individual properties and classify them as a higher fire hazard severity zone because this is a boundary issue, it's not a property issue. If you were to pursue abatement of that property, that would require an administrative warrant, and there's a process for that, but it's about a $5,000 price tag to make that happen, and it's multi-jurisdictional. You have to have code enforcement, the sheriff department, our fire department, and building department, and probably environmental as well to make that happen. So you're talking 5 jurisdictions. I know exactly what you're talking about. The problem with individual properties is people view their collection of stuff as their collection of stuff, where you view it as a junkyard, unfortunately. But we can't pick individual properties because that property could change hands and that could be completely cleaned up and now they're stuck with a higher classification than they deserve.
Okay, well, that's not the only place that I've seen.
I agree with you. We work on things diligently.
I mean,
$5,000. A person has to pay to make a complaint.
That would be to get the administrative warrant, approximately $5,000. I think the last time it was about $5,000. Legal might have a better snapshot of the price tag than I would.
Legal thinks that we're getting outside of the subject matter of this ordinance specifically. So I think we should, if you want to talk about that, we should put that on a future agenda.
Okay, and is there reason why this was an ordinance as opposed to a resolution?
It's required to be passed by ordinance.
Understood. Okay. I don't have anything further, gentlemen. Okay. I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
Did you make a motion?
I did not.
You did not.
No, I don't want to. I'm sorry. I honestly don't like it.
Yeah. Make a motion to approve.
So a motion by Director Sangster, do we have a second? A second. Second by Director Beatty.
Roll call vote. Director Smiley?
Yes.
Director Davis?
no.
Director Beatty?
Yes.
Director Green?
Yes.
Director Sangster?
Yes.
Passes 4-1-0 absent.
Thank you all. Moving on to the next item.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to non-district reports. St. Bismarck County organizations.
I did not hear from the sheriff.
Okay. Community service organizations. All right. Camp Roberts. No. Okay, how about staff and committee reports? General manager?
I have nothing to report tonight. If you have any questions, I can answer them.
Okay. District council?
Nothing from me tonight.
Oh, this wasn't so painful.
District utilities?
Nothing to report other than we were able to hire one of our former employees back. So we have one more position filled than we did last month.
Okay. Which position that filled?
Utility worker.
Okay, good news.
Was that a certain position?
No. He is working on getting them, but it's not a certified position.
Thank you. Fire chief report.
Fire chief's report is submitted as written. I do have one caveat that since it was kind of topical, we have been making progress with the Mission Gardens / Casablanca Mobile Home Park. That's been one of our bigger high-density problematic areas, in my opinion, regarding access and egress. So they are making tremendous progress over there. It's the property just southeast of us, and the second access is going to be opened up, giving us access to 11th Street. So that's been a project I've been working on for quite some time. And I didn't get into the report. This just happened within a couple days. And I'll update you as it progresses.
Thank you.
Is that access to 11th Street through the park itself? Not the alley?
The alley would still have that access, but in an emergency, it gets bottlenecked and people can't move in and out. So now we're going to get an access from 11th Street. That will get the two access egress points. It is a dead end. According to the fire code, it's more than 150 feet. There's a hammerhead turnaround parking on both sides. So the owners have agreed to finally move forward with opening up space number 3. The trailer's been removed and they're working on the fence and getting the power mitigated. So it's a clean access straight through. I've contacted the county and the supervisor's office to get some approval for fire lane parking signs, so if they use that road flow parking, we can mitigate the vehicles that are in there to make sure people can exit. We did have an incident a couple years ago where it could have been catastrophic if the access was blocked.
A lot of cars in there.
A lot of cars in there, yes, 100%.
Do we have any public comments on the non-district report and staff and committee reports? Nope. All right, move on to our consent calendar. Items listed below are scheduled for consideration as a group and one vote. Any director may request an item to be withdrawn from the consent agenda to discuss or to change the recommended course of action. Unless an item is pulled for separate consideration by the board, the following items are recommended for approval without further discussion. Do we have any public comment on the consent calendar items?
I just have a question about item 3.
Pull that for consideration separately?
Or just answer the question.
Okay.
Did we finish public comment?
Is there any public comment? There is none, so ask your...
I'm just curious, is this going to be sponsored by San Miguel C.S.D. Fire Department?
Seminole Fire Department is the primary host for the Alicia Burn Foundation. It's a rally point for the North County Burn Relay, so everybody converges there. We do a briefing, and then the directors of the foundation, you know, they do collect checks for different organizations to support the needs, but it is basically the rally point, and it's sponsored by the fire department.
Okay.
Or hosted by the fire department.
Okay.
Can you give the board and the public a little background or maybe a synopsis of what the event is?
So
They're going up to Lily and Larson as well.
yeah, that's our first stop. So it's been a thing for, I believe, 35 years, the Chambersburg Foundation North County Burn Relay. And the Burn Relay is a mechanism to go out and interact with the students at select schools throughout the entire county. So we are the first stopping point of the North County. We rally at the fire station. We've done that since the fire station has been in existence, to the best of my knowledge. And then we head to Lily Larson School. This is during Fire Prevention Week, so we interact with the children, and then it's an opportunity for organizations to provide donations to the Alicia Andrews Burn Foundation, who manages Champ Camp. One of our firefighters, Engineer Robert Rojas, was a counselor at Champ Camp a couple years ago. And it's a place for burn victims, burn children to go and be around other burn children to feel normal. So it's a great organization. It's a huge need, and it's good to get out there and interact with children and then give them the fire prevention week safety tips, stop, drop, and roll, matches or tools, not toys, things of that nature. And we generate quite a bit. The